be introducing Zara Jamshed, they, them. Zara is inspired by Urvashi Vaid, a queer South Asian activist and organizer. They would have chana masala cook off with her, and a favorite memory during the workshop for Zara was collaging with Vero and talking about the first concert we each had been to and enjoyed and sitting amongst each other's company. Zara.
I awoke with the ancestors in my sports bra. I feel them in the pull of elastic, straps slicing at my shoulders, in the way my breasts are pulled towards the heart of me, a hug that just keeps going. All their wild, all the flowing drapes of their lives now etched in the indentations along my ribcage, rustling restless under the t-shirt. I take off the shirt first, hold my womanhood like the good china, something inherited and passed down, but only held during special occasions. What is the opposite of support? When the polyester or cotton or whatever plastic-made fabric lifts above the shoulder blades and up, I rise with the release. Know their love will keep me close into the quiet of my alone, or alone with all the genders and versions of myself I could have been. I'm gonna try to raise this because I'm a little tall. That is so much better, thank you. This next poem is called Everything is Truer at a Remove, and it is after Randall Mann's The End of Landscape. And for context, I'm born and raised in New York City. I think about forgetting New York. All black trash bags standing guard in rows. Sky closer in the company of metal that hasn't learned gravity. All the cigarettes I wish I was smoking down every avenue litter the sidewalk. The world is here, and I can walk along the dirty river to it, subway to it. I think of forgetting January's slush, when it freezes over and crunches under knockoff Timberlands. I think of forgetting May's cherry blossoms, baby pink and romantic, so fleeting if you get off at the wrong stop, you will miss them. There is nothing fuller and less renewable than a New York minute, all kinetic and desperate energy with no room to breathe, but I'm a continent away now. Waterside view, a pond called a lake. The herons and pelicans take communion with Canadian geese and seagulls over blue-gray water. A Berkeley hillscape in the distance, a rolling topography of straw brown and evergreen. I think of forgetting the east, forgetting winter, only learning fruit from the tree, only suns that melt orange into a fierce cliffside ocean. I think of forgetting everywhere and going somewhere new. Letting this version of me decay gray into the soil. I think of draping myself in wild flowers and becoming the dirt. Dark, rich, alive, everything that dirty water stretches to reach. I have a couple more for y'all. These next two are twins. This is Twin Inheritances 1. Like any child of immigrants, my parents' love looks like hand-cut fruit. The bagel half with all the sesame seeds. The necklace clasp done at my back after patient untangling. I inherited tea made the long way, the messy way. I learned hand-torn bread, swaddling meat and oil in my fingers before taking an overflowing bite. Dad leaves a cup of love on the coffee table. His espresso machine, a mystery I never intend to solve. Mom writes a postcard, sends it back to Oakland when we are on the same trip. Nani plucks love from the raspberry bush, a singing kind of sour. There's a sacred spaciousness we gift each other in our offerings. Gratitude receiving the oxygen it needs to flourish into tenderness. I don't know how to say I love you in Urdu, so instead I chop the onions. I fetch the lentils from the highest shelf. I dip my pinky finger into the opening of the lotion bottle, swirling to lift whatever is left behind. I lead the namaz, Arabic verses tumbling out in waves. uncertain but steady. And this is the other twin inheritances too. When the world's doors closed in this wild west of the coast, love looked like homemade cheesecake at my front door. It sounded like air kisses splitting around masks and distance, tasted like cinnamon sugar on apple cider donuts. There's so much that is stronger than blood. Our love, a gold glitter kind of festive, traded like frayed crop tops and playing cards. The glitter is the language, a new tongue tuned in resonance with our interconnection. Every wavelength a reminder we are made of magic, and not all of it is new. We put our hands into the unthreading of what kills us, practice saying I'm sorry and meaning it. We hold the word no carefully, like it's something living that's easily bruised, like it's another way of saying I love you and myself. I ask for help without reservation. No, I will not disappear when the independence in me crumbles. The first week I was on testosterone, 2 trans friends needed the hormones I finally had. Every gift is an exchange, even if there are some things we thought we'd get to keep for ourselves. And this last short one is called, What Kind of Ancestor Do You Want to Be? Will you flap your wings, puff in a bird screech to stay remembered, to stay relevant? Will you hold your time like a litmus to all that was, all that will ever be? Will you sit at the water's edge with the uncles? Will you light the hookah at your knees? Remind the coal it is okay to burn. Pull the smoke between chipped teeth. Will the children name you after a climbing tree? Will you be branch enough to cocoon shelter? Will you wind chime whistle on your front porch? Will you come when the food is ready? Will you thread the needle, prick your finger in the tapestry of justice? Will you hold the earth like the seed is still becoming? Will you take the first watch, if called? Will you take the first strike, if called? Thank you.